Alright guys, welcome to the channel. I figured I'd show you just how to build a good tone on a helix. Just, yourself without using the Tone Studio or anything. So I have this set up just on a channel here. And this came with the unit. It's like a preset. So if yours has like a preset on here, hit action. Do a clear all blocks. Okay, that starts this off fresh. Now this is going to be your, how you're going to navigate different blocks and amps and such. I like to go over and I like to use the noise gate on here, which is going to be over in this little circle. Turn that on. So we're making a metal tone here. So I like to have around 2 here. And right around there is fine for the threshold. So next, I'm going to show you what the tone sounds like here a little bit too. So we're going to start on the first block. I like to set mine up just like I would a signal chain for a real amp. So come to that first block there, click down. I like to do a some type of a like a tube screamer type thing. So let's do a I really like the horizon drive on this. So let's go to the horizon drive. And I like to set mine up with about a 1 to 1.5 on the drive, so not much drive. So let's do like 1.3. I like the attack on 2. Bright on like 3.5. Okay, it really doesn't matter. Just keep it in the middle there. And level, bring that level up to about a 6. Okay. Then you're going to click this down to set that. So now we have our horizon drive tube screamer there. Next, we'll pick an amp. So go to the next block over, click your button, scroll down to amps. I'm using a real cab here because I have my EVH cab, and I'm using this Seymour Duncan Power Stage. So we're just going to do an amp without the cab. So click over, guitar, and let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's see here. Got all these different amp models. That's a plexi. It's gonna be like your rock tones. We want to do metal, so let's do there's an Ubershaw. I have that on my other. Let's do a rev generator. Let's do the red channel. Now a drive, let's go ahead and set that to about a 5. Bass at about a 6. Mids, I like to scoop the mids a little bit. So let's do them at like 3.5, not too much of a scoop. To bring that treble up a little bit and presence up a little bit. Like a 6. Alright, I'm sure that's going to sound good. Like I said, I'm going to show you the tone afterward, and then we'll tweak it from there. But that's all we got so far. Push this down to set that. Okay. Next, I like to set a EQ on mine. So go over to the EQs. I'll try to do mine in stereo. I'll just do a simple EQ. Low, I like to boost a little bit, so about a 2. Mids, I like to do about 750 right there on the HZ hertz. Right in there. Mid gain, like I said, I like to scoop it just a little bit, so we'll do like, sorry, it's in and out of focus here. About like that. And high, I like to boost it about 2 as well. And then this can, increase the loudness of your channel. So that doesn't really matter unless you're trying to even out your. That comes really good to play if you have multiple channels and your levels are kind of mismatched a little bit because some of the amps are a little louder than others. Just for the presets, I've noticed. So, you know, if say this channel is a little low, you can come into one of these EQs or something that has the dB boost and tweak it from there. But and we have that. And right there is going to give us a pretty good sound already. But for me, I also like to put a little bit of reverb on mine. Just like a little bit of a room or a hall. Let's do a room. I like the mix pretty low though, so like 12% maybe even. Do like a 2-second decay. Let's go ahead and set that. So far we have our noise gate on. We have our horizon devices with those settings. We have a rev generator red channel set with those. We have a simple EQ and we have a little bit of reverb. So I'm gonna cut to what we have for the sound so far, and then I'll cut back if we need to tweak anything. Alright, I have the Keith Marrow out in drop C, and here's that tone, that channel we just made. Here's what it sounds like so far. So yeah, just that little bit of reverb in the back. I mean, I think it sounds pretty good. Let's just say if I wanted to just adjust some of the settings on the amp, I flipped it back over to the amp. Turn the drive down. Just turn it all the way down. Turn the drive up slowly. So we have the drive set at about 5. This is 5. Let's cut it down to 4 and see what we got. Let's try 4.5. Split the difference. I think I like that. So we changed the drive down to, so the gain down to 4.5. Bass. I think that sounds good right there in the mids. I boosted the treble up to about a 6 as well. And I think it sounds like a great tone. Let me show you turning up the mix on that reverb. So it's at 12% in the mix. Set just for a little bit of reverb in the background. So we turn it up like all the way. Let's go to 50%. Still way too much. Let's go down to 30. Still too much. 20. Still a little bit more than I like for a rhythm channel. Let's go back. Let's go to 15. So yeah, around that 12 to 15 sounds good. Alright, I'll flip back and show you how to put change the name and stuff. Okay, now we have our tone set the way we want it. We'll just go back over what I got here. There's the reverb left on 13%. Flip over, there's our EQ settings again. There's our amp, drive 4.5, 6 bass, 3.6 mid, 6 treble, almost 6 presence. You can change the channel volume level there. And there's our horizon device settings. Now once you're done, I like to go back to the amp so I can see what the settings are on the amp. When it's when you click on the channel, it'll display whatever the last patch you had. It'll display that. So I want the amp. So you hit save when we're done. Now it goes to where you can change the name. So let's go ahead and delete all this, and we can name it whatever we want. So let's name it you're gonna use your wheel over here to turn. Let's name it heavy. So you just click over when you get with the letter you want. H, E, click over. A, V, scroll down. Y. What's the name of it? Heavy metal. Heavy metal. Heavy metal. Then when you get what you want, click it. Now we're saved. Now last thing I will say, this is for my setup here. So I'm using a real cab and a power stage. Now if you're running this through like a laptop, monitors and all that stuff, headphones, you're going to want to put a cab sim on. So let's come over here, just leave some room to add more stuff in. Click it. Let's add an IR. Different ones. Let's do single IR. We have these two here. Now, what I'm gonna, I'll just bypass that since I don't have to use it, but it'll be there if I need it for an impulse response. Then just go ahead, hit that save again, and then you can click off of it and click back on. And there, it'll be there. It's still bypassed there. Here's some of my other patches I have. Thrash. That's a rectifier with those settings. I have my 80s rhythm. It's a solo lead crunch. I have my Kiss setting. The British Plexi. We have that new one that we just made. The heavy metal. See how it's on the IR there? So let's go back over to that and resave it. That way once I click off, let's go back to the Kiss and go back to the heavy metal. See, now it's on the amp, so I can see all the, if I want to quick change any of these EQs on the amp, it's right there. But yeah, and here's your different banks. Click down. Here's my other set of banks I have. I have my Ubershaw, my electric, my Badonk. Like I said, let's go to the amp and save that one so it can be on there. Have my rectifier, have my Engel 5150, my clean tone, my lead tone. You can see all the ones I've used for recording or for live. I've got that impulse response. But yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. I can do some more tones if you request them in the comments there.